worst accident they ever saw.
Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters up and over.
Shepard led this race. He has led it today. He finished 13th. He said it was that win.
Oh, out of control goes Kenseth.
And over on his roof.
Get back on the wheels.
A wild.
Gets around right there going down into turn one. Could be a oh my goodness. Just side down.
You're
over.
internet cornered almost 200 miles per hour.
That had to be quite a ride right there.
In the car, I'll tell you, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but when you do that in a hot car,
we've got trouble in turn one. Look at that, two automobiles. That's Dale Earnhardt in the Wrangler Jeans machine. As you can see, oil pouring out of the rear of that car. Earnhardt got into it with Tim Richmond in the Stacy back number 2. Earnhardt upside down, and we'll watch it on the instant replay from our Mizzlou cameras. Here's Earnhardt coming up behind in the left rear quarter, kicks the deuce sideways. We see parts starting to fly. Richmond sliding sideways. Earnhardt goes right to the top of the track. He'll slam the wall here, and look at that. Earnhardt close to going out of the ballpark, Dick, as the 15 goes high in the air.
well, it's about as close as you can get from going over the wall. And I'll tell you, the thing just got hung up in there and just flipped right up on its top. I'll tell you, that brings back old memories, man.
A rough ride indeed for Dale Earnhardt, the Wrangler Jeans machine, as well as the Richmond car. Safety crews on the speedway, the Pocono track crews getting there very quickly to see if Earnhardt is okay, and we'll wait a moment as they help him unbuckle and get set to climb out of the car.
Oh, trouble! Steve Park is off into the infield. Another car valve over on his lid. It's Parkindale Jr. Terrible crash. Steve Park is trying to squeeze up the outside of Rusty, and Rusty just really moves up the racetrack thinking he's clear on Steve Park, and he drives right up into Steve Park, which turns him in the wall. Steve tries to turn left to avoid it and gets hooked by Dale Jr., which turns him even more sideways, and they both get hooked up and they hit this guardrail. And I mean, it's an amazing crash, but I'll tell you what, all the safety equipment did their job today.
And again, thank goodness for that soft wall on the inside, that steel barrier that gave so much when the one car got into it. And again, that's why the NASCAR and those folks are working on these walls. That's why the folks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway installed those barriers that give like that on impact.
And that's a scary crash to be watching from Earnhardt. It happens so fast when you're in.
Oh, there he is. Oh, and he's upside down. Into the guardrail. Side over side. End over end.
Richard Petty was running in a pack of cars, and the back end starts to go around, and looks like it might have been tagged by the car number 73 of Phil Barkdahl. And you can see Petty's car just cramming and turning over up against the wall, and other cars coming in. There's Barkdahl hitting him as he came by, and the Eddie Beerswall car hitting one of the tires that came off the car.
From another angle. That looks like the crash at Darlington years ago, Ned.
Fortunately, it was staying on the nose of the car for so long, Ken, so it didn't look like it was really taking hard bounces down onto the pavement.
And it dispels some of the energy. You must remind the viewers that these cars are built to take these kind of crashes. And there's Phil Barkdahl hitting the cement wall right in front of us. Chrome ollie frames that serve as a roll cage up under the roof to keep the car from crushing down on the driver.
Let's take a look from Ricky Rudd's vantage point.
You can see the trouble start in front of him there. Whether the 73 car hit number 43, the 73 being driven by Phil Barkdahl, or Alan Kulwicki was in the middle of it too, and the car